wore full pads in the stadium today, and we finished off with I thought some good competition on a 2-minute drill. Nick Smith throwing the ball better. Jared Stott came up with a great play, and so we're trying to go through the process whether to play Jared this year or redshirt him, or some of that may be unfolding over the next several practices, but nonetheless some good things. Continue to work some of our younger defensive players, and we're about completed adding all our offense, defense, and kicking game, and now we need to refine some things. Didn't see anybody go out today. You know, we are concerned about Shiloh Windsor right now. You know, he missed a day's practice under concussion protocol. And also Austin Fort will get an MRI. We think the knee's okay, but get an MRI, and probably this afternoon have some information on him. So making progress. At this time, questions.
Craig, hopefully it's nothing serious, but obviously with him and Harshman and Tyree have all played, and you know, we're on top of your depth chart, but if he's out for any extended period of time, is Sam in that mix, or who else would you maybe look at if Austin's out for any extended period of time?
Sam Mon is definitely in the mix.
Okay.
But Austin has had a great fall camp, and you know, we're to the point now where we have experienced tight ends where a couple of years ago we didn't, but we have more depth. Certainly, you know, Jacob last year added an awful lot, but these guys are really playing well. So we'll get some more information. The initial response that I got was somewhat positive. He made some improvement over the weekend, but we want to check to make sure he's fine.
Sure.
You mentioned Nick Smith, I guess, with Tyler Vanderwall. Have you gotten sort of any early impressions with him? And, you know, is that competition at all for the backup spot, or is that sort of Nick's role?
Well, right now, Nick has done a good job, and he's got a pretty good command of the offense. We're working Tyler in to see where he's at. Tyler certainly has good physical ability. We're pleased with that. However, I think there's such a learning curve with, you know, Nick playing. He started several games and was in a backup role. He's a bright guy, and so I think it might be hard to unseat him as a backup quarterback, but we'll continue to look at that.
With Shiloh, is it just more symptoms come up, or was it another concussion issue, or is it just
Oh, he had a concussion. Well, he diagnosed
right,
you know, several days ago, and I think they're just trying to clean up some things to make sure he's okay before he comes back out. But we'll keep you posted.
Sure.
Coach Grant mentioned James Price kind of taking a little bit of a leadership role with that receiving group. Have you seen that from him this fall?
I think that's accurate. And, you know, James has always been a very conscientious player. Sometimes when you look around the room and you see some senior players that we had last year are gone, who's going to step in and become a leader? And, you know, James very competent. He works hard. He leads himself, and therefore he's got a good influence on the other players.
You like progress Sid's making with, you know, and I know you want to be cautious with him and stuff. Are you pleased where he's at now? Is that still kind of a day by day just to be cautious with him? How would you kind of assess that at this point?
You know what? Probably not exactly where we want to be. We're going to continue to work him in with reps. You know, we don't play for a couple weeks here in that position. He's going to really need to be strong, and so we're going to make sure there's no reoccurring problems. He was able to finish. I thought he looked pretty good today, so we're pleased with his progress.
How do you like where Cooper is at right now, coming in and, you know, not being a true freshman for the first time?
Well, certainly not being a true freshman has an impact. I think he's been kicking pretty well. Now today we did some live repetition at the field goal position. We're going to look at the tape to see. I thought he was off a little bit today, but we're pleased. I think his kickoff's gotten better as well. Anything else? Thanks, guys.